Hi, it's been a minute since I have came on to Spreaker and decided to record a video. I did have one previously done. However, what had happened is I realized I did a 27-minute video. It was a story time, and comes to find out I couldn't hear anything during the playback. I had like a really cool gift to go with it or whatever, so it didn't work out, and everything happens for a reason. So let's continue. What actually brought me to speak to Spreaker, I don't know why I can't talk, but then again it is kind of early in the morning. Um I heard some disturbing news last night about Mr. Tim Norman of Sweetie Pies, and I came across an article on Facebook, and it was from um a news station that was out of Mississippi. So I do apologize if I am reading this a bit slow. It's just the fact that, you guys know that I'm from Mississippi, of course, and so but anyway, let's go ahead and read this right quick. Okay? And of course these charges are alleged, so let's go. Sweetie Pie's owner charged with conspiracy and alleged murder for hire plot in death of his nephew. Okay, this is from Madison County, Mississippi, with WLBT. James Timothy Norman, the owner of Sweetie Pie's restaurant, has been arrested on federal charges and is currently being held in Madison County Detention Center. Norman was charged with conspiracy to use the interstate commerce facilities, a cell phone, in the commission of the murder for hire resulting in death. According to the complaint, Norman, Tarika Ellis, and others conspired to commit a murder for hire in exchange for money. Federal authorities allege that in 2014, Norman obtained a 450,000 life insurance policy on his 18-year-old nephew Andre Montgomery. Norman was the sole beneficiary. In the days leading up to Montgomery's murder, Ellis told Montgomery that she was coming to St. Louis. On March 13, 2016, the day before Montgomery's murder, Norman flew to St. Louis, Missouri, from his home in Los Angeles, California. On March 14, 2016, Ellis and Norman communicated using temporary cell phones activated that day. Ellis also used temporary phones to communicate with Montgomery and learn his location. What is going on? I apologize, guys. Immediately after learning Montgomery's location, Ellis placed a call to Norman. Around 8 p.m. the same day, Montgomery was shot and killed. Ellis found location information and places in the area of the murder at the time of the shooting. I want to repeat that because it seems like I kind of ran it together. Ellis's phone location information places her in the area of the murder at the time of the shooting. Immediately following Montgomery's murder, Ellis placed a call to Norman and then began traveling to Memphis, Tennessee. In the days after the murder, Ellis deposited over $9,000 in cash in various bank accounts. On March 21st, 2016, Norman contacted the life insurance company in the attempt to collect on life insurance policies and he obtained on his nephew. Tarika Ellis was also charged by complaint with conspiracy to use the interstate commerce facilities in the commission of the murder for hire resulting in death. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department Homicide Section of the Federal Bureau of Investigation are investigating these charges. Unfortunately, you guys can't see the complaints that I have. I see the actual documents that are being used. Um, I just want to say that this was kind of hard for me to read, and when I talk about things like this, I try not to put my emotions into it. But if you guys don't know anything about Sweetie Pies is a show that's on the on the Oprah network where Miss Robbie, a Sweetie Pies, who was formerly a background singer for Ike and Tina Turner, after she retired, she done some things, and then she decided to open up a restaurant. And Tim, her son, who is the alleged person here, shopped her restaurant to go onto a cooking show, and now we're here. Okay, it worked. Whatever he said in the boardroom, it worked. It got Oprah's attention, and now we all are familiar with Sweetie Pies. Sweetie Pies is a restaurant, of course. They're also open in various locations. The newest location that opened from that I can remember was Jackson, Mississippi. Um, but I will say that I always felt like something wasn't right about Tim, but I really just thought it was arrogance. I never thought that, he would be so money hungry to the point where he would literally take out his nephew. And what hurts so bad, I feel like it's not only is it family that'll do you dirty, but just the love of money. It wasn't worth it. Andre was a troubled youth. Yes, we know that. If you actually follow the episodes, there may be some episodes on YouTube, so feel free to check them out. But Andre, up under Miss Robbie's wings and around amongst loving and caring family, he began to turn his life around, and we see the growth and we see the progress in Andre, and to see a brother make a turn, to smile, to be happy, to open up, to see the beautiful side of him, and just when he reaches the peak of um I would say, I don't want to say success, but I would say just the peak of just coming out of the darkness and into the light. It was like his life was snuffed out. And, I thought it was kind of suspicious that people would say, oh, he went back home because actually he visited home. And from my understanding, he was in his car and someone sprayed his car. Now, I will say all that is allegedly because I don't have the information here. I'm just, talking from um, remembrance. So at the end of the day, um, he was murdered. He decided to go home. He was happy to see his family, and he just didn't know that would be his last day on earth. And like I said, people would say it was gang related, and we just had no proof of that. Now, one thing about it is, if it's a gang, they may not talk to the police, but they'll definitely talk amongst each other in the streets. And from my understanding, no one said anything about it. It was very heartbreaking to watch his family cry and mourn, to be devastated, and to watch Tim have this whatever type of attitude. If you really look at it, I don't even remember him shedding a tear. But you never think in 100 years that his uncle would be the reason why he wasn't here. So no one ever suspected Tim. No one ever suspected this. It just broke my heart because I saw a black a black man, a young black man who realized that he needed a change. He was willing to come amongst his family to learn, to grow, to experience, to get away from the junk, the drama, to get away from the gang life. Because trouble's easy to get into, but hard to get out of. And it just broke my heart when it was all over the news and the internet that he was shot and killed. And like I said, those episodes were very hard to watch. And I do feel like if you have a heart and it's not cold, I advise you not to watch it if you know that it's gonna break you down, because it's definitely sad to look at. And I understand all this is alleged, but let's keep it real. Tim was very money hungry. We saw that. And I'm going to take it a step further to say, look at how he did his own mother, Miss Robbie. He went into her account, stole money, went to Texas, opened up a whole nother facility, specifically after Miss Robbie told him we can't be opening up all of these businesses. Because one thing about Miss Robbie, if you don't know anything about Miss Robbie, you know Miss Robbie don't play about her business. She likes to be hands on. She likes to experience. She likes to come in and cook. And you have to keep in mind that Miss Robbie's not a young woman, and that traveling to and fro wear and tears on her body. So I totally understand the reason. And instead of him being, well, I know he would call himself being devastated, but he was so torn that he actually went in her account, stole her money, took her money, opened up another restaurant. And the only reason why she knew about it is because people started to talk about it. And it makes me feel, and this is just a feeling, okay? It makes me feel like if he couldn't get Andre, he would have knocked his own mother off. Yes, I'm going to say allegedly, but that's how he acted. Because to steal money out of an account to go build a whole restaurant and facility, you was willing to steal from your mother, your mama. No, I'm going to say it like this, your mama. You was willing to steal from your own mama. See, one thing I know about this is mamas are always right. And when she's telling you this is not a good look, don't do this, don't do that, pay attention. She's a businesswoman. She knows what she's talking about. But speaking of the episode that really tore me up, um, was when Andre, I don't know, I guess Andre and Charles had been playing around in the restaurant or just goofing off because they were always so happy around each other. And so one day they were playing around in the restaurant or just joking around, and Tim gets angry with Andre and he punches Andre in the shoulders, and he was so distraught that he ran to Miss Robbie and said, I can't believe that Uncle Tim hit me. And he was like, I left St. Louis to get away from this type of stuff. He was so hurt. His heart was so broken. But yet and still, the whole entire time Tim was sitting there preparing to kill this man, preparing to kill his own nephew. And I truly believe that is the reason why he started with Andre. Because if they keep going back and forth, or if they get into an altercation, therefore he can have no problems killing him because he'll say, I've been had problems with the brother. To see Tim's mugshot and he's smiling like it's nothing, and then he already has a prison record. It's so much I could say, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna just briefly discuss this, and I'll leave the technical stuff for maybe a part two. But this is just me stating an opinion right now, folks. People's hearts have waxed cold, and unfortunately, seeing this is about to be our new normal. But I advise anyone who still has a heart, lean on God. Pray that He warms your heart. And where you find yourself, your heart waxing cold, pray that He will warm your heart, that He would touch your heart so you won't be stupid enough to do these things here that Tim done. I don't even, the more I look at the episodes and after his death, the more I'm creeped out by it, because this whole entire time this man sat in front of his family and played a game, knowing he was the main reason why Andre was no longer living. That brother had a promising life and it was snuffed out because his uncle thought a mere dollar, was worth more than his soul. And what hurts me even more is nobody knows where that man was standing with God. So nobody knows where Andre went. People made comments about Tim, and I pretty much ignored it. I said, okay, he's a heavier guy, a little pudgy. That's why they're making jokes. But no, 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 no. Some people saw some things that was much deeper and sinister. And now we've finally seen it manifest.